This is Grow a Garden, a game where you're gonna be growing your garden. To start out, you place down your seeds. Once those plants are fully grown, you go on over here to sell them. Once you have some money, you come to the seed shop and you buy some more seeds to plant down. Once you have those seeds, you plant them down and rinse and repeat. What we're going to be trying to figure out is if this game is really worth the 2 million active players it has, or if it's just a sloppy cash grab for kids. So, starting off with day 1, I spawned in and quickly looked around. I explored a little bit, looking at the things I could do here, and was immediately prompted with Robux. Explored around a little bit, got to know some of the merchants. Onnit was here for some reason, I don't know what he does yet. Then I went to go buy some carrots, as the tutorial requested me to. I then figured out you could just click garden instead of having to walk there. Placed down my carrot, and then we waited. And soon enough, my first carrot was grown. I then went to go sell the carrot, and this guy had a big turtle there. Once I had sold my carrot, I went to the seed shop to buy 3 more carrots. Once I had enough money, I went back to the seed shop, and then I bought my first strawberry seed. I went back to the garden and planted the seeds, unsure of what they did. And then I waited. And waited. And waited. Until I finally got my first strawberry. Oh, so they don't destroy. So we got 2 strawberries here. After realizing that the strawberries don't destroy, I decided I'd buy some more. So I sold all the ones I currently had. Then I went to the seed shop. There I bought another strawberry since there was only 1 in stock, and then I bought 2 more carrots. Went back to the garden as usual, and I planted them and waited a bit more. I saw that the seed shop had been restocked, so that was nice. I gathered my strawberries and carrots, went back to sell them, and you get the point. Now after a little bit of waiting and selling, I finally had $400. This was enough to buy a blueberry seed from the shop, which I did. And when I was exploring, looking at all the new things, I encountered my first event. It's snowing or something. And because of this event, I ended up getting my first killed strawberry, which was my first mutation on any kind of gardening plant, fruit, vegetable, I don't know what you'd call it. I went to go check to see how much it was worth, and it was only 49, which wasn't a lot, but for the time it was pretty good. Definitely an increase since normal ones were 14. When I teleported back to my garden, I realized that there was an extra large strawberry plant growing, and I was very confused. And after farming carrots, strawberries, and blueberries for some time, I finally got $1,000, which was enough to get 1 tomato seed. I planted the measly tomato seed and began to farm strawberries and blueberries and carrots all over again. After farming for about 5 minutes, I came back to collect more fruits, and I saw that I had a golden strawberry. I went ahead. Of course, I went to go check to see how much it was worth, and what? Yeah, 271. But that's not all. When I went back, I realized that there was also an extra big strawberry in my inventory. I went to go see how much that was worth as well. And no surprise, it was still pretty good. Not as much as the golden one, but still definitely a lot. Selling the golden and extra large strawberry gave me $1,700, which I used to buy a new seed. Now there were 2 options, the corn and the daffodil. The corn was 1,700, so I decided I would just buy a blueberry, and then, you know what, I'd have enough for a corn seed, I'll buy a corn seed. Little did I know how long the corn seed would take to grow. I mean, seriously, if somebody could mark in the comments like mark down the timestamp where I place it and where it's finally like fully grown, because it took forever. Let me tell you, forever. Not too long later, I encountered my second event, which was just nighttime. Next Zen event in 30 minutes. Wow. Okay, well, this place looks pretty cool. What's going on in the chat here? Let's sell our inventory over here. And I forgot to record it, but I did end up buying 2 pumpkins, and one of them ended up becoming moonlit thanks to the event. And while I was gathering strawberries, I happened to notice that there was a settings button in the top left there. And knowing this kind of game, if I scrolled down, I bet I would find codes. And I was right. Unfortunately for me, there was only one code, and it gave me a cosmetic which I couldn't figure out how to equip. I thought maybe if I go over here to these shops, I could equip it there. And to make a long story short, I couldn't figure it out. So for now, I just have this cosmetic sitting somewhere. I then proceeded to spend 20 minutes farming carrots, tomatoes, blueberries, and strawberries. Well, I was hoping that maybe something rare would spawn in the shop and I would be able to get it and there would be a great boost to my income. But unfortunately for those 20 minutes, it was kind of the same fruits and vegetables that were showing up, so I was stuck. On the bright side, I did happen to encounter my third type of event, which was rain. And for those who are wondering what my gameplay sounds like in the background, let me tell you, it's nothing impressive. You know what? Here, I'll show you. I was so locked in on the grow a garden grind that I forgot I was recording a video. On the bright side, both pumpkins did end up fully growing and I harvested them. One of them was huge and the other one was obviously moonlit, and so I knew that these would definitely give me a big income boost, and exactly what I thought. I went to go check and I was shocked. 6,000, wow. And how much is this one? Another 6,000. Let's fill up our space and sell everything. Let's shoot at this big dollars right here. 18,000. Please restock in 3 minutes. Don't mean to interrupt, but if you're liking this video, then consider subscribing, commenting, and leaving a like. This is a new type of style of video that I haven't really done before, but I figured I'd go and experiment and maybe gather more views. If you look at my channel, you'll see that I have 30 views pretty much per video. And it would just mean a lot if you liked and subscribed. Thank you, and we'll get right back into the video. Moving on, there was a Zen event around this time which would give my plants the Tranquility modifier. And these plants that have the modifier, you could turn them into the recent updates event merchant for cheat points. What do cheat points do? Well, you could trade them in for items, but you could trade them in for a seed pack. So what I did was I ended up just farming all these tranquil plants and turning them in until eventually I could get the seed pack for the new update plants, or whatever you want to call them. Get one of these. How do I open it? We get a Monobluma. check that out in a second. I'm gonna give you. So I ended up getting a Monobloma, which was a rare, if I remember correctly. There it is there. And I went ahead and wanted to go see how much this was worth, and my grinding efforts were worth it. And 24,000. I should have just been getting those seed packets if I knew that. Let's go buy an egg. With nearly 150k in my pocket, I decided to go ahead and buy a common egg for 50,000. The way these eggs work is that once you're at your garden, you plop it down on a plot, you wait a certain amount of time, and the egg will hatch a pet. And these pets will give you certain buffs, or they'll have abilities to help you boost your income. So I've been playing for a while now. Oh my goodness. Whoa. We'll get some extras. Well, I mean, I was gonna say I've been playing for like an hour now. Haven't gotten a single thing, but oh, I mean, damn. I take it back. I had a coconut seed. Smack dab in the middle. Our egg's about to grow. What else did I get from that? Now in that moment, I thought that the coconut seed would just boost my income all the way up. Because up until that point, I had pretty much just been farming with strawberries and tomatoes and blueberries. Little did I know, the coconut tree takes forever to fully grow. I mean, it took me at least 3 hours with watering cans and sprinklers for it to finish. And we got a rabbit. He's huge. Okay, well, is it a rabbit? Or a bunny? There you go. What do you do? It earns 42.83. Oh, every 42 eats a carrot for 1.5 value. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad if you're farming with carrots. So, as I figured out, the rabbit is basically useless if you're not using carrots. Because when it eats a carrot, it multiplies by 1.5 its value. The carrot's value. I thought the rabbit would multiply any of my plants' value, but it doesn't. However, I was not aware of this, and so I decided, hey, that's pretty good. Let me go buy another pet. And with this egg, I got a dog. The dog is probably even worse, because all it does is every minute, it gives you a random seed. But it only has a 10% chance of giving you the seed. And most of the time, the seed is common, so it'll be a strawberry, tomato, or blueberry. Anyways, there was another Zen event, and so I decided to grind more tranquility. And instead of going for seed packets, I went for the rewards that the tree growing would give you. And the rewards weren't that crazy, since it was kind of just a cosmetic. I got a mango! I got a mango! I got a mango! 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 Why aren't you laughing? So yeah, at this point I had gotten a mango, which was 100,000, and it's a really good fruit. And once again, this kind of gave me more energy to play the game, along with also being in the VC with my friend. I also managed to grow the Zen tree, and when I checked the shop, dragon fruit. Wait, I need that so bad. Now, the reason I needed dragon fruit was because, one, it was a mythical fruit, and two, I had a daily quest for it. So I grinded my butt off until I had enough to get it. And I can't even explain it. Just watch this next clip to see what happens, because this was the most frustrating thing ever. No! No! No way! No way! Dude! Are you serious? Oh, that sucks. Dude! Are you serious? Yeah, no joke, I was 1 second late to buying my dragon fruit, which does suck pretty hard. I mean, I sold all of my pets, and well, it is what it is. I continued to grind strawberries, tomatoes, corn, just kind of any fruit I could to hopefully boost my income while I'm waiting for these rarer fruits to spawn. And let me tell you, it didn't take long. You thought, nah, I just got another coconut, which wasn't nothing crazy, but I mean, still, pretty good fruit, except for the fact that even as I'm recording this, it still is not fully grown. It is at 78%. I did end up getting some bamboo, which cost me almost half of my money. But on the bright side, they grew super fast, and they were very, very profitable. As you can see, that was 100,000, over 100,000, sorry, alone. And with that bamboo, that was a wicked jump from whatever I had before. And along with that, the Tranquil event came back, so I decided I'm gonna grind that for some seed packs. I did also plant some Xeno flowers from the same shop where I got the Taro flower. And the Taro flower would be a great improvement to my economy. You'll see later. And alongside that, there was also a watermelon that grew with the Zen thing. And with that, I am now officially a millionaire in Grow a Garden. I decided to just keep farming and see if I can maybe hit 2 million. And I also kept buying a bunch of watering cans to hopefully grow the coconut tree faster. You can see it there. Bought a couple more eggs, sprinklers, all the sorts just to boost my progression. And this is when I realized the coconut tree was going to take forever to grow. But the Taro flower did end up growing. I did end up spending majority of my money on watering cans and sprinklers, so the boost from the Taro flower wasn't that impressive, but the flower itself was still worth almost $200,000. And after that, I just continued to farm and farm and farm until eventually I would get a couple more seeds. And the seeds I ended up getting were apple and cactus, which, because I'm a genius, I forgot to record me getting. But if you can see there in the corner, there's the apple and there is a cactus there. I am still trying to get the stupid coconut trees to grow, because at this point, it has been almost 4 hours and they're only at 40%. This game sucks and I want my life back.